Alright guys, welcome. We are here for yet another one. This is the Xbox Games Showcase. We're going to be jumping right into it. You know, I've seen a good portion of these trailers, a certain number, but going to be speaking through what I think on a lot of these. I forgot that the way I wanted to change all this is I want to go through a lot of these trailers faster. I don't want to be looking at trailers that are meaningless, you know, for things I'm not interested in. So that's kind of an issue, especially in previous years of doing this. But here we're going to be addressing the core games and also the core content of what's announced. So we're starting out with the Gears of War E-Day. We'll see what I have to say on that. And then we got some of this... Bro, we got some other stuff in here. It's like, what are we doing? But anyway, let's go.
This is the Coalition Emergency Broadcast System. There are reports of multiple tremors causing minor damage across Kelowna.
Well, sounds like we're in a black neighborhood here. Yep, looks like a black neighborhood. Ugly female that does not look like a female. And why is she a girl boss soldier, by the way?
This isn't enough.
Is this supposed to be like... Is gaming so back right now? Is that what I'm supposed to say? Right here?
Okay. Shoot, move.
So lame, dude.
Get inside now.
Voice actor is familiar. I forget for what game.
Ground's opening.
You see that? There's something big! Like huge crab fingers picking up through the street!
Just the adrenaline hit. We need to keep moving through the underpass. People!
Let's get moving.
Let me see what I can do.
I'm at the pan safe. I need backup. These things are all over me.
More tremors.
Any gears out there? Anyone that can hear this? Look out! Oh, shit!
Target surface. Open fire.
Okay, so, you know, one thing I have to say about this, just so far with the trailer, dude. I'm just like, okay, Gears of War was never really something that got me excited. It was never something I looked at and said, dang, that's so good. It was never for me. I never liked it. Gears of War always looked really just try hard and like, it's like something lame trying to be cool. And I think that anyone that ever gravitated towards Gears of War was someone that was probably lame trying to be cool. You know? It's that edgy guy who isn't edgy. It's the edgy guy that has no edge. It's just, I don't know. It's like the tonality, doesn't match the intent. And I'm not really into it. I'm not really convinced. And I just also think that these games are really basic, and I don't think they provide much for anyone that's actually getting into them. I think that they're kind of uninspired. So I don't know, it's hard for me to get excited about stuff like this because honestly there's very little that's exciting.
These are goddamn breach points.
And then the character casting is also terribly done in a lot of these modern games, especially for Gears of War. There's always some dyke looking woman.
That gear said they're stuck in the pay and save. Which way?
It's on the other side of those apartments. At least that thing carved us a shortcut.
Through here.
Too slow.
Literally looks like a space marine. Hilarious. Looks cool. Bro, did we really think this guy was gonna get wrecked wearing that armor?
Shot. Oh, where the hell did you lot come from?
We heard your distress call.
Well, you saved my ass.
I mean, what good is the armor if he gets torn to shreds by that random crack addict zombie, you know? Seriously, if a crack addict can wreck you, what's the purpose?
You guys here?
Yeah. Who are you? Where's your squad?
Beastie took out one squadron a couple of hours ago. We went to protecting some survivors nearby. I was about to get back when I got cornered in here.
Destroyed.
These things been coming in waves?
Ah, what's the problem till I ran out of ammo? I'm not just saying that. I got friends inside.
Nice. You know, this for me is what I imagine Europe is a lot like. As the barbaric Muslim and African hordes are coming in. Like, I feel like this is an allegory. I feel like Gears of War is an allegory for immigration.
Anyone see him?
Contact front.
There's no end to these freaks!
Pick him off!
On your right, I got it!
Jammed! Damn it!
Oy vey!
Tom!
I'm almost out. Fall back.
Our roads converge again. Marcus Phoenix.
This mouse back.
Okay. Yes, I mean, you know, with that trailer, like, does it feel like Gears of War? I guess. So it's just it's one of those games that you would expect a very specific crowd gets excited for back in 2015, back in 2013, back in 2012. I don't know if that crowd exists today. I don't know what crowds honestly exist today. I feel like everyone's dead now. Honestly, I just feel like the whole world's just dying. I feel like everyone that existed back then is dead now. And I just feel like we're living in N-word hell right now, you know? We're living in black hell. We're just living in brown clown utopia. So I don't even know what appeals to who anymore. And then you also got the soy boy fag Redditors too. There's a bunch of those. And it's like all this stuff is being made for them as well. So, you know, it's just like, I think at one point in time there was an audience for Gears of War, but I feel like we just killed off everybody that was a fan of Gears of War. I feel like we executed them. I feel like they're just dead now. I don't feel like they actually exist anywhere. And I kind of feel that with a lot of franchises. I feel like we just publicly executed all the fans. I don't know who's left. I feel like there's just no population anymore. That's what I feel. So it's a weird feeling.
Do I remember the moment my powers came in? Well, I was being crushed to death with seawater and mud and manure.
So we're supposed to believe that this woman is a warrior, or she's like, I don't know. Like, why do we care? Why are we listening to a woman talk? Why do we care what a woman has to say? What's the importance of this?
Until I lost her grip.
She looks like a hag, by the way. She looks slightly less hag than Frigga. No, whoever the F, Laufey, Kratos' wife.
Stick in the memory bit, yeah.
Ugh. Whatever, man.
I know why you're here.
Is this a way to sell your game?
Them.
Is this okay? Good, diverse black woman. Okay, black guy. This is a European setting, European outfits and clothing.
Power.
Look at these people. Do these people look European to you?
Killing mindless beasts.
This game could be cool, but it's just woke right off the get-go. Just completely tone destroyed.
Knows how to wield.
Sorry, white world, white people, not a bunch of mystery race people. Clown world.
Got more important things to worry about than vegetables.
A hero knows how to live with their choices.
Oi! What the fuck was that?
I was just...
Ugh.
Just set my
The
brother in
millennial
fucking
writing.
fix
Just
that
make it
nasty
stop. Woman nagging in the freaking trailer. Do we really need this?
Look, I will tell you.
Flat-chested women, awesome. Yep, women with swords. Yep, that totally works. Bro, you know how tiring it is to wield and flail around a sword? And we're gonna watch women who don't have the musculature and muscular endurance as men. They're flailing around swords? Okay, bro, some freaking brown clown. What are we doing? Bro, jeez, you could not sell me that this is cool for 2 seconds. You ruined the casting, you ruined the characters right away. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So lame. So lame. Yeah, great. I can get a outfit for the brown clown. I'm so excited for that when I pick up the game and I dream of ending myself.
You've heard the story. Halo.
Literally, they are remaking the first Halo.
Legends.
Like, it looks good visually. Of course, we're not getting sexy Cortana, so
But that's not
screw
the
me.
story I'm telling today.
Can we have Halo 4 Cortana again?
This one
Can you give her back to us? You know, with her breasts out. Can we have that?
Drop in, grab the goods. Get out.
Isn't this the
before anyone
second level? I think this is.
Well, guess what? They noticed.
Looks good graphically. Dude, they're so out of ideas. They're just constantly going back to the older games. Constant nostalgia baiting everyone to death.
Are you ready to get to it?
And of course we have to make, I guess, Sergeant Johnson a far more titular character than he actually was in the first game.
Place, more of a freak show. And trust me,
Just so that we can really lean into the diversity aspect.
Have you enjoyed your stay so far, Demon?
sorry to interrupt, but we're on the clock.
So they're trying to add extra.
They always get complicated. Plans change.
They're trying to add extra cutscenes, I suppose, that were not really present in the main game.
Bring a spot.
And maybe also scenarios. Yeah. It looks cool. I mean, look at this. This does look cool. I'm hoping that it actually plays well and it doesn't feel tacked on. But Master Chief, it feels like Master Chief has no personality here in this trailer, right? Like, I don't like that. It's supposed to be about Master Chief, and instead it feels like he's just a tack on to Sergeant Johnson, some black guy, right? We need the black guy now to be the main character. We don't need Chief to be the main character of the story. Yeah, dude, look at how they've massacred Cortana, bro. Holy crap. Okay, not sexualized nearly enough. And her breast size is not large enough. This is already a travesty. And earlier we saw her freaking face. That's not Cortana's face. Who the frick is that? This is not Cortana. They freaking like, they did. Again, women got into the gaming industry. They ruined everything. And women, what they do is that they don't like anything that can be objectified and desirable by and for and towards men. So what we have done with so many female characters is we ruin the facial architecture that makes a woman really hot and give dudes really easy boners. Instead, we develop characters. Specifically female characters. I'm thinking about, you know, what we do with male characters. We typically make them hotter because female, right? These washed up women, female developers, these women who are overweight, super ugly. They don't have a problem with making the hottest dudes who are chiseled and all that stuff. They don't care about making chads in games, but they care about whether or not a woman looks better than them in a game. So, you know, we used to get a lot of women who were very attractive. We used to get a lot of women who had very elegant facial architectures in different games. And that typically looks largely the same, by the way, but not exactly, but close enough. It looks, you know, there's a certain baseline facial architecture on a woman that's just attractive, regardless of anything. It's why sometimes when there's a chick that's a cosplayer, she can just wear literally anything and guys are attracted to the chick and they feel like she fits into anything. You know, like a chick could be Cortana, Triss, Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5. A chick could literally be a whole bunch of other female characters, and because she is hot, because she is attractive, she just looks like she belongs. That you could hire her for a TV show and she just fit all the women, right? Doesn't matter if it's Halo, doesn't matter if it's Star Wars or whatever. She's just attractive, so she just fits the role. So it's not really hard to have an attractive design for a woman necessarily. And that's just what shows to us that they're doing everything in their power to make sure that these women are not attractive. They're doing everything they can to botch the faces, to botch the bodies. And if they don't botch the bodies, they do everything they can to desexualize the body. So, you know, let's make the breasts less voluptuous. Let's make them less thickness, less volume, less tightness, and let's just make them looser, flabbier, less existent. Let's make sure that the breasts are as unceremonial as possible. Let's make sure that they're not impressive breasts. And so we get a lot of female characters that just look completely unnoteworthy. And I guess she's got a decent butt. It looks like her rear end is, dang, dude. Oh, frick. Dude. In Halo 4 Cortana, though. Holy crap. I mean, super hot. And she had really nice hips. Holy crap. And a really amazing butt. Oh, man. That was a good game. If only we could get that again. If only we could have that. Sadly, we're not allowed to have these things. Oh, man. But dude, Cortana in Halo 4 was so frickin' hot. Oh my gosh. See, like, that's the thing though, right? We literally used to have female characters who had desirable hips, desirable rear ends, desirable breasts, desirable waists. Okay, these women were just hot in all regards in these games. And now we've got so many women, they're so washed up, and it's made by feminist women who are trying to make safe horny now because, you know, the industry was going super broke, making ugly women. So they stopped doing super hideous women or super masculine feminist women like Halo 5 Cortana, for instance. And I think, you know, Cortana from Halo Infinite, right? Just super toned down, bro. Like, you could not jerk off if you tried. And it's just like, I guess her face was kind of weird. It was like barely attractive. So anyways, here, what we're seeing now, who knows what her body looks like. She might have a sizable butt, which is like, I guess that's okay, right? But who knows if her butt to hip ratio is going to be as freaking sexy and desirable, and you just want to nut into her super fast, like you did in Halo 4. That was the game with the hottest Cortana, and now of course we don't know anything like that anymore. It's so freaking sad. But dude, I mean, you wanted to freaking bust a load into the Halo 4 Cortana, and every Cortana since, they've just tried everything they could to run away from that version of Cortana. Dear God. And again, the breast size is a big issue here. You can just tell that they're nerfing her breast size. I hate that. And that's a bigger deal. Is the breast... Wait. That is a bigger deal, though, is the breast size. Hold up. Oh, I can barely zoom in on that. Well, I can't zoom in right now, but like... maybe she's got a decent build. I'm gonna zoom in on that later, though, and see what I can gather out of that. Why does Master Chief look slightly weird in this? There's something that doesn't feel Chief about Master Chief in this game. It feels like some dude. Dude, why? How did they ruin the freaking vibe of this so easily? Alright, wait. We're at 1223. Where's the face on Cortana, dude? It's right here?
I've started.
Cortana? Where is Cortana?
Story. Stuff up. Started simple enough.
Oh, I think it's here.
Tell it today. This one you haven't heard.
Sergeant Johnson looks slightly different.
Started simple enough.
It's kind of weird. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Where's her face? Where's the hose face? Show me the hose face. Whatever.
Chief, you ever get tired of being the strong, almost silent type? No.
Man, that's just so... It just feels off, right? It just doesn't feel right. I don't know, dude. The interaction between the two characters. So we're trying to force Sergeant Johnson to be like the committed sidekick to Chief for Halo 1. Okay. And then the dialogue there, it's kind of it's a self-gratifying joke. And then Chief just turns around and just says no. I don't know, bro. I'm not feeling it. It's just like the charisma's not there. You know, in past games, I actually felt like Chief had charisma. He had character. I always felt like Chief had a personality. He had a soul. He had a life to himself in the past games. But in this trailer, there's something that just doesn't feel like Chief to Master Chief. That's so weird. It feels like they took the soul out of the freaking man. That's insane. How do you manage to do that with a character that barely speaks?
In a strong,
dang,
silent type? No.
Yeah, dude. No. The delivery. It's like a childish. Just no. It's like such an evasive. I barely know English. Kind of no. I just no. Like there's no soul behind Chief saying no. There's no like. It's not stern. It's not like just no. Feels off. Feels so weird. Dang. How does it feel that off? That's insane. Oh dear God. Oh dude, I saw this. Oh man, this is so bad. This is just made for frickin' Indian feminists. Who wants this, dude? Who's interested? I'm so done with girl boss characters, man. It's just not interesting. It's not interesting. And I don't care how many visuals your game has. It sucks. Yeah, tough girl boss.
A sword keeps you alive.
Masculine dialogue. Woman train. Ugly masculine black woman training Indian ugly masculine woman. Dude, it's so over, dude. Oh my gosh. It's so over.
It's mad.
I guess she's just wrecking a bunch of white men. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know what this is.
This was dead, Lenny. They're all dead. Move.
But you couldn't have said, "Hey, Lenny, you know those ancient death curse rumors? Well, maybe they're true."
I hate the dialogue. It's so millennial. Okay, what would Zoomer dialogue look like? What would Zoomer dialogue be? Just a bunch of broken English quips? A bunch of Zoombonics? She man. I'm sorry. I have to see. I don't like speaking in Zoombonics. I have to remember what the Zoombonics say. I don't know. This hella stupid for real. What's my riz? She made. Dude, there's so many terms they burn through. The Zoombonics. No one says riz anymore. That was literally 1 year that people said riz, and now it's just done. No one cares about riz anymore. What? And then, Oh yeah. So are they going to be saying, right, the Zoomers right now before they're done with this term, are they going to be saying, I gotta get me some goop. I gotta get my goop on. God, dude. Oh my God, what a faggoted dialectic. Goop now? That's a term. Dude, these slang terms are getting bad, bro. Oh man, like I'm cringing so hard. I'm gonna start the next freaking, massive genocide. That's how cringe this is. Okay, like I'm aspiring towards genocide. That's how bad these people are. Stop bastardizing the language. This is ridiculous.
You ever heard of the Midnight Channel?
Persona 4 remaster. Who cares, honestly?
Domino might have been on that Midnight Channel before she died too.
I don't know if this was a good game. These types of games, though, they go for way too long. Way too long. Persona 6 is probably going to be like half of the cast is black people. Remember when most of the characters were white? Yeah, not anymore.
To wield a persona is
Igor.
to wield direct control of one's heart.
Oh, that's a different voice for Igor compared to Persona 5.
Doesn't it sound cool?
Where's the chick with massive breasts in this game? There's got to be a chick with fat breasts. Thick, tight breasts. Thick, tight breasts.
So, shall we?
Yeah, no, I don't see it. Where is it?
Come on, don't call me that.
All shadows were originally born from humans.
Well, then that
Bro.
means Senpai got killed by her other self.
No!
I don't know. Honestly, the Persona series has... Okay, this is the issue with Persona. Persona is like the game series and franchise for emotional, faggoted intellectuals, right? It's for people... They don't really actually have thoughts or ideas, but their emotions make them think that they have thoughts or ideas. This is exactly what Persona is. Persona... I played through Persona 5. What a joke clown show that was. It was just an excuse to hate on men for their sexual desires and sexual proclivities, and just calling men all throughout the game. Literally, it's all throughout the game. We're calling men creeps. Oh, this guy wants to have sex with this chick, and she's young. She's young. What a creep. What a creep. Yeah, dudes want to bang young women. If they could help it, most dudes would try to get with a chick when they're in high school and stick with that chick and bang her after that, especially if the chick stays in shape and she doesn't try to get fat. If a chick just takes care of herself, not hard to do, and he can get with her since the time they're in high school, men will just overwhelmingly just stay with that chick. Now, if men are having a problem getting with women in high school, in college, then they're just waiting. Now they have to wait longer to get with a young woman. And every man wants to get married to a young woman. They want to have a woman at her sexual finest for the longest that they can have her for. And they'll be loyal and all that crap, like, especially in white societies, not in black. But who cares? I don't give a crap about black people. So it's just like, dude, this is just clown show nonsense with specifically Persona 5. And I don't know what 4 is all about. I'm sure it's very much the same thing. It was only cool in the beginning villain arc of the story to Persona 5, and then after that, honestly, the whole story just goes downhill. It's not interesting the whole way through. So again, this is what I mean, though. It's like it's a game franchise and series for people who fool themselves into thinking they're smart, intelligent, and intellectual. That's the issue with a lot of these games. A lot of these anime RPG games is that they don't actually have very well thought out stories, well thought out characters that feel mature, feels like the audience is filled with adults. We're not going to shame the men in the audience that they want to bang hot young chicks. That just makes sense that everyone wants to bang. Every dude wants to bang a hot young chick. And it's kind of on women that when they're hot and young, that they, I don't know, saddle up with a guy that wants to get with and stay with a hot young chick. Like, it's just really that simple. It's really that simple. And women are signing up for something different when a guy's wealthy and other factors. But Anyways, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous what we're seeing here. There's nothing wrong with the men that are portrayed in these games. These men are actually perfectly fine, but we vilify them and we call them all creeps. And that stupid cat in Persona 5 is constantly shaming every dude under the sun, calling them a perv, calling them the guy's a freaking white knight, the faggoted cat. Love of God. He's always complaining to Joker that, oh, this guy wants to bang Anne, the hot chick with nice cleavage and breasts. Or this guy wants to bang that other woman. Or this guy wants to bang this other chick. Or this guy wants to bang, because there's all these characters we run into. These guys want to bang chicks under different circumstances, and they're all apparently just psychos for wanting to bang women. It's just... And, again, the game came out, around like 2015. It was probably in development since like 2011 or 2012 or something like that. So you can just imagine, during that time, feminism was trying to convince all men that it was evil for you to have sexual desires of women, especially the hot ones and the hot, fertile, young ones. That if you want to bang hot, young chicks, there's something really messed up about you. And that was what feminism was trying to convince all of us back then. Then what happens? Well, a couple of years go by, and then feminism has now taught all of us that women are just raging whores. And they're really omega whores the younger they are. And that's technically not bad when you live in a proper social order, when women properly select men. They don't whore around and get with a freaking battalion of dudes and, just gangbang themselves to freaking death. Instead, these women, they find a guy, they pair bond with him, right? You have a long-term relationship. You guys bang each other. Eventually, that leads to having a family. End of the freaking story. And she doesn't get fat, and she doesn't, let go of herself just because she wants to become a fat lard for some reason, right? Let go of your pride for whatever purpose that serves, right? Instead of going for a proper social order, we want to think that we wanted this propaganda that like men who want what's natural to desire for women in their youth and fertility, you're a villain for that. And again, honestly, the landscape's so much different now since back when Persona 5 came out, because now we just realize a bunch of women are whores. Omega whores. And a bunch of women, if they have the chance, they want to bang the Chad who's like 15 or even younger years old. Women will just bang these really young dudes who are probably up-and-coming Chads, right? They're trying to pre-order the Chad, effectively speaking. That's what we now see a lot of. So we've been taught a lot by feminism, for one, that women are not as innocent as they've tried to come across being, as much as the feminists have tried to sell themselves and each other as, and instead it's just the fat, unattractive, ugly women. They're the ones who don't want men to bang the women who are young and hot, because it's just like, these women outcompete me. I'm a freaking slob. I'm disgusting. I'm filth. So screw these chicks. These men should be coming after me. And of course, no, you're not hot. You're not attractive. And actually, you're super washed up now. And you're also past expiration date. So screw off, hag. But the hags, they all get upset that men don't want the hags. And so then, creates the dialectic that we know from feminists, where they complain about women. Whenever women are attractive, these women just call men pedos, and they, it goes into the whole freaking diatribe, the nonsense it all becomes. But in the end, you can't remove the fact that you're just not attractive. And you could have remained attractive or something, but you didn't want to. There's a bunch of hot chicks, they let go of themselves, and you're just going to immediately become less attractive when you let go of yourself. So, it's your choice. It's really that simple.
And pretend I'm not real. I can't.
Oh, and I forgot to mention this. So anyways, that's the thing with these games. That's the thing with the Persona games. It's made by soy boys. And so the ethics reinforced through the narrative is made for soy boys, which is what? Adult children. So these are adult children storylines, which means they don't have any depth. There's nothing truly interesting about the characters, the plot lines, the dialogue. It just feels like, and of course, you know, we're following a lot of high schoolers for the narrative, but the problem is that the freaking writer didn't graduate high school. You know, he's still a freaking child. So we have these adult children who are making these games, and of course Persona, but it's a bunch of what was the other game? Metaphor, ReFantasio, another great example of just like adult children are working on these games. These writers are so incompetent, and they just cannot, they do not have adult male perspectives. They're not the adults in the room. Terrible writers. And so therefore they don't know how to make a story that has the depth of an adult. An interesting adult, an adult that has value. You cultivated it across time. And you don't have to be like an adult, you know, a 13-year-old can have an adult mindset and perspective, but most people choose to be children, perpetual adult children, children with their children. So then you would just get a lot of these trashy writers who none of them have any depth or sophistication. But, you know, you could grab a bunch of 13-year-olds and a bunch of dudes who are older, and you can hire them to be the writer, and you actually get a narrative that has depth and good character dialogue, and the characters don't feel infantile or that they're infantilizing the audience. But that's what these games do. That's what so many of these modern writers do. They're constantly infantilizing themselves and the audience. And they're selling us these trashy characters that are completely uninspired. Instead, it just feels like someone that is completely underdeveloped has crafted the world and the characters and the story that you're following. And therefore, you know, if you actually have any standards, you play through these games, you can just realize, like, anyone that's hyping this stuff up, it's overrated and it's honestly trash. And every time I picked up games like this, I'm just like, this is not good. Like, Hideo Kojima nowadays is a gay fetishist cuck, okay? There's something wrong with Hideo Kojima, or maybe he was always a hack and it was the guys surrounding him who were not. But there was a point in time where Kojima and the dudes that surrounded him, they were state of the art in storytelling. They were the dudes. They treated women as women in their stories and men as men. And there's no shaming. And, you know, the narratives were crafted with a rather mostly adult mindset. So we had good storylines, good characters, and we had good playfulness. And we had so much personality in these older stories and characters that we just don't have now. We keep on hiring these incompetent adult children. And because of this, we're just getting really bad products in our media that are not impressive, and they just will cease to ever be impressive until we actually start hiring the right people.
Alright, which means that we also gotta catch whoever's tossing people in here.
I think I'd like to help too. I'm not running away from this. Oh, but I have no problem taking down shadows. It's over!
So yeah, I'll be counting on you, partner. And let's team up and catch this jerk.
Let's end it! Here! Go! Persona!
You know, it's so funny because that whole rant I just had, honestly, that rant probably should have been had during the Persona 6 trailer. Honestly, because that's where it matters. That's where it matters. That's where the rant mattered. Not for the remake. Love of God. My gosh, dude, I hate survival zombie horror games, honestly. I hate the vibe. I hate the tonality of these games. It just feels like trailer park gaming. Sincerely, dude, I don't like it. I don't like it. I hate it, actually. I hate it.
Friends and I used to argue.
And then the woke casting of characters where everyone has to be diverse. I hate it. Dude, okay. What Asian dudes or Filipino, whatever, look like that?
Something worse. Started in quiet towns. Empty roads. Places the world forgot.
Okay. It's State of Decay 3. Okay, that's the game we're looking at. I hate these games. These games are woke.
Pushed back against the night.
Flagrantly woke.
Each other's back.
Unapologetically woke. I honestly grew to hate them. I really dedicated myself and loved to play a lot of the first State of Decay and also the second one. I played the second one kind of begrudgingly. It was during a time where I didn't really value my time as much as I do now. I should have valued it a whole lot more back then. It's just, you know, I've spoken about it in the past that I just didn't value it. There's so many games I avoid playing now because I have decided to value my time a lot more. We don't need to see a black chick, dude. We don't need black people as characters. This game's in America, right? So America is a white country. So again, this is just what Democrats want America to become, is brown clown and black clown. The villa of the brown and black clowns. I don't know what's going on with the audio. I think I know what it is, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, who cares? Who honestly cares about this? This is so lame. Yeah, screw this, dude. Like, I'm not playing it. I value my time now. I don't actually have a reason to bother with these trashy games anymore. And then, of course, I guess this is what? This is the sequel to Sea of Thieves, also a woke game with ugly women. You know, it's just the same old nonsense.
But what if you could make your own Sea of Thieves experience? With our new free update, Custom Seas,
I see.
Let me explain. You could create
I don't care. Honestly, just don't care. Don't care. It's really overrated, not fun. I don't know what it's like nowadays, but not a fun game. I played it all the way back in like 2013, and then I picked it up again in 2015, I think.
There is a liar.
It's not great.
In these tunnels.
The Metro games are very nihilistic, existentialist. There's a certain type of European that likes to make really grim and gritty fiction, and I just don't like that. I don't like this kind of fiction that's so grotesque and dystopian. I really hate this kind of fiction. Again, maybe the Euros who live closer towards Russia, it's so cold all the time, and they've had a past history with communism and disease and famine and tons of people dying because no one can eat food and stuff like that. So maybe there's so much of that their minds just naturally gravitate here. So their minds naturally gravitate towards death, disease, famine, and also industrialization and like authoritarianism. Like, there's just a certain mindset that European developers have in making this kind of fiction, and I don't like it because this is not very hopeful fiction. This is very life is suffering. It should remain as suffering. Who cares? Suffer harder, suffer more, suffer longer. That's the mindset of these sorts of creators that we see from Europe. And you know, like, fiction should just be realistic, right? It should be a mixture. It should be a battle between, let's say, pessimism, optimism, between the grim, the grotesque, and the gritty, and the uplifting, and the enlightening, and the charitable. And this is what, for the longest time, this is what made Western media, honestly, the pinnacle of media, is the fact that so much of, really all of, like, American media, but a mixture of also some English literature too is a little bit more uplifting at times, depending on who's making it. But anyways, there's that battle between the pessimism and the optimism, but the optimism wins in the end is a big trope in American media, American literature, but that's not really the point. Even if that's a trope, American media tries to balance out the grotesque and the grim and the upsetting, right? And the negative emotions. There tries to be a balance, especially in older fiction. There was a balance between negative and positive emotion, balancing them out for neutral and trying to have a slight edge towards the positive. And that's when we had more masculine adult mindsets back then. And now that we're more childish, now it's only positivity and toxic positivity, which is nonsense. So anyway, I don't like this though. This is just grim dark, not in a cool way like Warhammer, but this is just grim dark. Like, yeah, you're just a slave in the factory mines. You should hate your life and die. You know, like that is what this is. It's communist fiction. I don't know who picks this up and they're just like, I love this world. I want to be wrapped up in it. That's why I've played the Metro games in the past, especially when I did value my time. I would force myself to play these games. Now, I did like in the past games, we had hot women that, and you had some stripping scenes with hot chicks that were prostitutes. So I like that. There used to be sexy women in these games. They were sexualized and you actually got eye candy as a male gamer. So that was nice. We used to have that in some of the previous games, and of course that's the main thing I remember. I don't remember most of anything else. I just remember the lap dance or whatever, and I remember the breasts. But no, I mean, but that's the problem with these. I don't like this franchise. I don't like the Metro series because it barely has a story, barely has a character, or characters. There's barely anything to really grab onto and sink your teeth into. And then the narrative and the themes, it's just so depressing. It's like, okay, like, should I kill myself as I'm playing the game or after the credits roll? Where do I kill myself? Okay, where do I execute myself? When does it happen? That's the question you have to ask when you're playing the Metro series. And I think there's a place, right, for darker fiction, but you have to write a great story and great characters if you're going to sell dark fiction. Otherwise, this is just misery porn. And that's what this is. It's misery porn. That is exactly what it is. And I don't like that. Misery porn is for people who want to be depressed. They want to live in a depressing mindset in life. And that's the kind of mindset that keeps you poor. That's kind of person that you envision in your mind, like someone that's barely getting by, someone that's starving, someone that they can barely do anything to provide for themselves, and they grab onto the Metro series so that they can live in their misery in fiction, right? And that's the kind of nonsense I hate. And that's why American media, because our media ultimately reflects ourselves. Why does a lot of also socialists, because, you know, communism, socialism, the same thing. Why does socialist, communist fiction, so much of it ends up being dystopian, depressing messes of fiction? Why does it always turn out that way? Why is it the kind of fiction that just feels like it's beating your spirit into the freaking grave? Why does it feel like that? Because it reflects, that media is reflecting the ideals and the values and also the ultimate outcomes of the belief set. That's why a lot of American media and a lot of the best media, the most heroic media throughout history, is always the media that has the right mixture, the right blend of negative, grim, grotesque emotion, and it's balanced against positive emotion. It's the battling between the two. And that's also more realistic. And if you're trying to live in a more enlightened and fruitful society that has abundance, that has resources, that has a strong economy, a strong military, where the people are actually happy most days instead of depressed and in misery, right? And that's where we get the idea of Greece, of Rome, of America, of, Europe, where they do have good media, which is far and few between. But whenever they have made stuff like the best I can think of is Lord of the Rings. There's some other examples. It's not I think also Conan the Barbarian, if I'm not mistaken, and then also you can think of a little bit of The Witcher, kind of. But whenever you think of the best media, it has a mixture of balancing out against the negative to the positive emotions. And it's not trying to heavily leverage into one. And when you live in a truly, I know the term. Not despoiled, love of God, decadent. When you live in a completely decadent society, society that's honestly spoiled and privileged, and I don't like throwing those terms around because people love to do that. Having it good, it's like there's nothing wrong with having it good. So I hate whenever people try to jerk off about hating whenever people have it good. It's a great thing. It's when you don't realize what it took to get you to having it good. And it's when you don't take having it good seriously and then you throw it all away, like many liberals do all throughout history, not just now, but especially now. You throw away all your wealth, all your splendors, everything that made your culture, your country, your economy, your military great. You throw it all away, give it to the immigrants, let's give a bunch of people free money. Oh, that makes us poor, who cares? More free money for all these people who don't deserve it. They didn't do anything to deserve it. Let's not preserve and sustain our wealth and also bask in our wealth and have, luxuries and things that ourselves today and our forefathers fought and died for. Either fought and died for or just fought for and that maybe they bled for it, maybe they sweated for it, whatever it is. There's a great sacrifice made to get us to where we are now. Let's preserve this. Instead of preserving it, no, let's just expend ourselves. Let's just throw it all away, acting like we have unlimited resources, unlimited luxury to dispense with. And let's give it to everybody. Let's just completely not take what we have been given generationally. Let's not take that seriously. And that's where we have a problem. That's true privilege and taking things for granted. And that's where we get toxic positivity. And that's where we get media that never lands the mark with anyone. The characters suck. The characters are all adult children, right? We get these problems with writing and storytelling. Our media starts to reflect a really poor culture when the people themselves become the types of people who despoil. And they become so decadent that they despoil their wealth. And that's where your media falls into toxic positivity, where our narratives now are just completely asinine, and the narratives and the themes and the objectives of the characters, the dialogue doesn't land, it sucks. So, the greatest media and the greatest literature is that fusion. It's the mixture between the negative and the positive emotion. And what does that reflect? That media is reflecting a people who understand what they've been given. They fought hard for it, and they have the mindset to create abundance, to bask in abundance, preserve the abundance, and live happily ever after. That's where you get media like happily ever after. It's the types of people that can enterprise themselves and preserve legacy. They can legacize the enterprise, the wealth. They don't just throw it away. When you live in a society that's so decadent, it despoils itself. That's where you get media that then you're just throwing away the wealth that you're given. You're just throwing away the opportunities that you have. You're throwing everything away. And that's where the characters become no longer inspiring. And they actually become so spiteful. And they're spiteful characters, spiteful mutants. They're spiteful everything. And in fact, they hate the people who came before that gave them everything they have now. And you get so much of that media in a society that's so decadent that it despoils itself, right? Instead, it favors the outsider and it favors the foreigner that comes in and further through barbarism and savagery begins to tear you and your people and your family and your economy apart. You welcome the outsider. You welcome the enemy. You are so decadent, you despoil yourself in more ways than one. Suicidal empathy, we can go down the list. And our media begins to reflect this rather quickly, as it has. And that's where we get bad characters and bad stories. So yeah, on the flip side of that dime, right, of the decadence and despoiling of the self, we also then have, we have this morose, we have this constant poverty mindset. Your life is just so that your back can get broken. Your life is just so that you can remain poor forever. Your life is just so that the authoritarian state just crushes your spirit down into a pulp, and then there's just no other opportunity, no other outcome, and you should just live in misery. You should make friends with it, you should hate your life, and then just eventually kill yourself because you can't take it anymore. That's the kind of grim, grotesque fiction that we get. On the flip side, it's poverty fiction. You have the you have the decadent rich kid fiction that just throws away everything that was given to them. Then you have the poversome, never learn to enterprise yourself, and then eventually also preserve, live happily ever after your enterprise, right? Become the hero, and then preserve your herodom into your kinghood, right? Instead of that, instead of leaving your legacy off of enterprise, instead you just live in the constant shame and the guilt of your own misery. And then at some point, maybe you even revel in your misery. And that's where we get a lot of this more grim and grotesque fiction that really becomes more despondent and filthy to indulge in. Instead, it becomes less fiction, and it starts becoming something really disgusting and just quite frankly, quite offsetting and off-putting. That kind of fiction. That's when we start to see things like that, and that's when you really begin to embrace misery. So it's about the balance and the mixture of the forces. It's not about, I don't want to say it's not about the extremities, but it's not about lacking the discipline amongst these extremities. You have to understand how to properly weigh the extremities to make it look like there's a balance, right? That's what it comes down to.
For people.
See, just look at this. I mean,
No, the Nora
this is what you get when you have a very misery-driven, poverty-driven mindset. You make this apocalyptic porn kind of fiction. And this is the kind of stuff, I hate this. I hate this. For me, it's about how do you preserve and how do you also resist allowing this event to become a reality, right? That's what the hero story is how do you prevent a downfall of civilization? How do you prevent the worst outcome? How do you prevent the downfall of humanity? How do you strive beyond and above your limitations? And that's why that media is the best, is because you're faced with this disastrous outcome, but it's the main character and the people surrounding him. They say, no, we're not going to give up, and no, we're not going to allow ourselves to live in misery. We're going to enterprise ourselves in the face of disaster. And even if disaster happens, we're still going to figure it out. We're going to die trying. We're not going to die sulking and jerking off to our own death, in some kind of weird, sick, twisted, nihilistic, existentialist, fear porn response. It's weird. And it's a legitimate mindset. And it's, for me, it's just despicable. And so that's why I don't like the Metro series. And like Stalker also falls into that camp. Just any of this European fiction that's just so man, it's just so drab and morose. So I guess this is supposed to be a Nazi symbol in their fictional world here, for whatever reason. That's what it looks like to me, unless maybe it's the hammer and sickle, their idea in this game for it. I don't know. You can just tell that they're trying to go for, they're trying to lead. It looks like this looks like a gas mask German officer, which I think that's kind of the purpose of this series, the Metro series. I think I forget who the dudes on the other end are, but the authoritarian dudes I think are supposed to be stand-ins for the Germans, which quite frankly I'm so tired of that.
You swore to crush the enemy, to face them head on, and guide the Metro to the light.
See, what are you fighting for? Like, what are you fighting for in this storyline? I just don't. What's the purpose of the story? Why am I sitting down and immersing myself into this? I just don't get it.
But consumes you.
You know, why are we actually fighting these guys? Why are we fighting them? Why are we killing them? It actually looks like they're just trying to like rebuild civilization. Actually, they're trying to bring law and order, because as we know in the Metro series, like you're kind of living in third world hellholes underground. The above ground is radiation and all that, and it's unlivable, unsurvivable for long. How are these guys bad? Because it actually looks like they're trying to bring order to this absolute rut and chaos and crime and all that. They're trying to bring a sensible civilization, and they're trying to have like clean banners set up, and they're trying to rebuild the architecture and clean things up. Just, you know, like no clutter, no garbage, no trash sitting around. So actually, how are these guys the villain? I don't get this. I don't understand.
It's you.
I don't see it.
From within.
I'm not convinced. Batman. Batman's in the game.
Every move
That would be super cool.
drowns you deeper in lies. Your lies. And now, Hunter, that legendary Spartan is gone. Turn to ash. I won't stop until the Führer burns with him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just not... I don't know, bro. So February has a lot of games coming out, just like how September is completely slam dunked with games. Holy crap. Like 15 games are releasing on the same day, literally, in September. I don't care about this. We don't need to see this. Wolong, I really enjoyed the first game. Really good Souls-like. I actually really liked this one. It felt fun to play, fun to progress in. I liked it. Like literally, I am so tired of Souls-like games. I don't want to pick another one up. I don't want to play it. I literally spent $70 2 years ago now, or something like that, on Lords of the Fallen 2, or what? What is it? I still have it downloaded here. Let me see. Oh yeah, Lords of the Fallen. Well, second. It's technically the second game. It's like a remake on the previous remake or whatever. But anyway, I couldn't even finish that game still. I've tried many times to finish it. I just cannot. And I literally purchased the Elden Ring DLC, and I couldn't finish that when it originally came out. Dude, I couldn't finish Sekiro. Okay, there was other reasons for that. I just can't play these games anymore, bro. But like Wolong Dynasty, I actually enjoy it. I actually find it fun. I like the way that they approach the gameplay design and level design is actually good. So I'm actually looking forward to this one. And I'm hoping it's a good sequel on the original game. There's problems with the original game where it was too grindy in the end game, and I don't like that. But outside of that, I enjoyed the game.
Countless wars have been waged throughout history in pursuit of the elixir of immortality. A champion rises.
But where's the sexy chicks? If this is Team Ninja, where's the chicks with the enormous breasts? Yeah, I really liked this game. It was good. It was good.
Awaken. Phoenix.
Meow. Meow. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I might actually...
It was you.
It's Lord Shao Shao.
Cliffs ablaze.
Oh my gosh. It's the guy. Oh my gosh. I'm your biggest fan. Ah.
You're ready for the challenge and the reward of opening your very
Don't care. This game is so retarded, bro. This is retard millennials making a weird soy boy cringe lord fest game. Like, I'm just look at this. Look at how freaking cringe this is. I don't even want to cover this, but you know what? Watch this. Watch this. It's coming soon. There's a super cringe.
even if they don't know it yet.
Like, how do you think that this is selling your game? There's like a cringy dance they do. This. Not interested. Not interested, dude. Just not interested. Just don't even talk to me. So this is Senua. As you know, I hate the previous two games. They suck. I made a review on the second game. It sucked. And I hate this effing chick. She's not hot. I don't want to jerk off to her. If I don't want to jerk off to her, she's not worth having as a character. I'm sorry. Is a woman even human if you can't jerk off to her? Ooh, ooh. Yeah, I'm so tired. Dude, this is so much melodrama. And this is also misery porn. I hate this games franchise, bro. Ugh. Yeah, and some women singing. Oh, here, I'm a woman, hear me roar. The video game. Just shut up, ho. Yeah, women are so tough. Yeah, and then when you get into killing and slaughtering men mode, you're supposed to be like, this is made for feminists. This is made for feminists that want to think they're punk rock. I can only imagine who's actually designing for these games. It's probably punk rock feminists. I am sure of it, bruh. Bruh. Oh my gosh, this chick and her fake orgasms all game. Constantly hyperventilating. And then she has her crack addict moment. Yeah, yep. Crack. Oh wow, she's awoken. Strong woman. This fake, like, women can awaken the inner spirit of their inner warrior nonsense. This is such female fiction dog trash. Just screw off and die? Actually? Can you do that? Can you just screw off and die? Yeah, you suck.
By your acts of defiance, Argent and War trembles in the wake of your.
So this is a DLC for Doom Eternal? No. Doom the Dark Ages. Honestly, these games are not bad. Especially Dark Ages. It's just not, it's not for me. But it's a good game, I think. I think they do a lot of stuff pretty alright. We've just completely given a face to Doom Guy. Doom Guy looks like a Chad, so at least there's that. But we've completely gone past giving him a face. I'm sorry, not showing his face. Cool locations, really good job by the art department. Environmental designers they always do a great job with these games. Really impressive, actual works of art, the environments. Look at it. It's so good. Amazing environments, dude. Super good. Super good.
With the Slayer gone, have you
Ew, diversity people. And that's where they screw it all up, is the absolute nonsensical diversity people. I hate diversity. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Shockwave, ground slam.
The Slayer is alive, and we're going to find him.
Wow. Yeah, again, so I mean, I think that these Doom games they've been coming out with are good. So I think this is one of the few game franchises that just on gameplay alone, like the story's dog trash, has a bunch of wokeness in it. It's so freaking nonsensical. But and wasn't there a girl boss in the game that was like she was the key to everything? She had superpowers, right? Like she could shapeshift the ground and stuff or whatever, and so you fought the hordes of... Am I mixing up another woke game? And you know, they're all woke, so... And they all do the same thing where women are given all this crazy power and... Wow, like, what are we gonna do? She's so strong. Alright, skip ahead. I look forward to this because I love Age of Empires 4. I hate the players. I literally, every time I play the game, the players give me a new reason for a new genocide, okay? It's just like, these players inspire me towards genocide. It's just the players are terrible. The developers do nothing to punish the players that ruin the experience, okay? Every time you get into trying to play Age of Empires 4, the players are terrible sportsmanship. They leave every lobby, and it's just, you can barely actually play this effing game because the people have no honor, no sportsmanship, and the developers do not punish the lack of sportsmanship. However, I cannot wait to play this because I love the game itself, so I look forward to playing as a bunch of Vikings, but, you know, it comes at the cost of the player base and the developers who don't punish terrible pieces of effing filth.
Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah, this is a game.
Admirers of the mysteries of magic.
This is I think this looks to me. This looks like it's the same people that worked on We Happy Few. It looks exactly like it. I think it is, or maybe it's Dishonored. I don't know, or both. I don't know. I don't like the visual appeal. I don't like the art style. And I just don't care about the characters that they show in this trailer. It's not exciting. None of this is exciting. The devil's deal. The devil in this game looks like a freaking a soy boy Redditor's idea of the devil. Sucks.
So brilliant were his tricks.
And the story that they're pitching to us through this trailer, because that's what they're doing. They're trying to pitch to us their story. Hey, buy our game. We have a great story. It's not interesting. It's not. The characters aren't interesting. Bro, there used to be a time where I used to get so excited for so many games through trailers. Trailers used to be so criminal and making games look cool and good that, you know, so many games would come out and we would just be painfully disheartened by the reality of disappointment when the game comes out and it's just nothing that you wanted it to be, right? And some of these games turn out okay, but most games didn't turn out what you wanted it to really turn out as. It was like, none of these people are good storytellers or writers. So, oh my gosh, do I just not care? It's every game trailer that comes out. I don't care about the story that you're pitching me. This sucks. It always sucks. It's just uninspired nonsense.
They called themselves masters. Through a deal with
good diversity people. Diversity people. I love. Like, I'm totally not tired of diverse populations.
And in the darkness, they chose Jacob. Jacob was trapped in eternal torment, but the devil had other plans. He pulled Jacob from his infernal nightmare and offered a new deal. Face their legions, their tricks, every abomination they command. Take what should have been his. Escape if he can. Oops. That's your cue. Run.
The delivery, the execution, it lands so flat. Like, the way he tilts his head and he's like, that's your cue, the voice. I mean, that kind of like, it barely delivers, but then he looks to the side and just says, run. It feels so melodramatic. It just doesn't feel, bro, I like at this point, I feel like I need to brainwash myself with actually good media, because it just feels like I've seen too much bad media that it's like, I'm starting to believe, like, was there ever good media? Ever? Was there ever good media? I don't know. You know, today we're swamped with so much bad trash media. I just feel like nothing was ever good now. And of course that's false, but we've been living underneath the freaking foot, the freaking boot of trash media for so long. I feel like I'm brainwashed by just how much. It's like, is there anything else? Is there anything other than this now? Dude, like, younger generations are going to have absolutely no standards because all they see is dog trash media all the time. See, like, this is so inoffensive. The characters and the designs, and it just feels so Reddit, and there's nothing captivating about this. I'm not immersed. I'm not taken aback by the story or the characters at all. It just feels so harmless. It lacks substance. It just feels like a visual showcase, you know?
A deal's a deal, Jacob. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, I don't like what they're trying to do with the devil character. He doesn't come across as a good, what do you call it? Shoot, the, thespian's deal or whatever. Anyway, there's a term for, you know, the devil. And doing a deal with them. Yeah, this is more, nihilistic existentialist media. This is more death and misery porn. I don't like it. It's a different type of it though. But it just completely focuses on death all over the place. I don't like it. It doesn't feel cool. Like, you could make a trailer like this feel super cool.
What if you had
Dear God. I do not like gore porn. I do not like it. There's nothing visually appealing about that. Yeah, awesome. Great.
The resolve to wield it? If destiny was there, within reach.
Millennials do this thing where they try to like really leverage into, you know, we can't be politically edgy anymore these days. So at least we can, you know, the worst thing you can do is be a racist. But, you know, if you really lean into blowing people's heads up in video games and beheading people and stabbing the living daylights out of people and goring them and blasting them to smithereens in the goriest way, the most gore-intensive manner possible, that you just really lean into being as disgusting as you can with killing others in a game, that's okay. That's the kind of edge that we millennials can still tolerate to this day, is slaughtering people in the most barbaric ways or just explosive ways possible. But you know, if you said the N-word in your freaking game, in your freaking trailer, in your whatever, oh my God, now we got to cancel everybody. That's too edgy. Now you got to be depersoned. We are just so bent backwards now with our ethics and our values. And everything sucks for it too. I'm just so sick and tired of millennial edge. I don't like this freaking gore porn. I don't like how disgusting, you know, just let's tear people apart in this game. Let's kill them in the most horrific manner possible, or explode them in some gory way possible. I'm not here for all that. I don't like it. It's not visually appealing. It doesn't make me wanna. It doesn't gravitate me towards your game. It doesn't make me remember your characters. By the way, every game that's like this, everyone forgets about these games. No one can even remember the names. It's happened. I mean, I've covered so many trash games like this on my channel. And I have to look through the freaking game review list. I forget so many of these games because these have no substance, and it's what millennials mistake for substance, and then they just embrace disgust as substance now. And again, like, the worst thing you could do is be racist, but like, this is okay for them. So they're just disgusting people. That's all they are.
Could you sacrifice everything?
And they make disgusting art for that. And art that doesn't feel like anything either. Interesting set pieces, but whatever, dude. It's still...
For your country. For your empire.
This feels like money laundering, because it feels like this isn't a game. It's a game. It's a non-game trying to be a game. This feels like one of those games that they just randomly throw a budget towards. Like, this doesn't have a real story. Does that look like it has a real story? Does that look like it? Okay, again, I've covered many of these games. They don't have real stories. The stories are like hassled together. It's barely a cogent, coherent storyline. You know, you're spending hours developing a plot that goes nowhere. How do you even do that? There are films that have great stories in just 1 hour, 2 hours. In the course of 8 hours, you can't deliver to me great characters, a great story, a great narrative. You don't know how to do it. I mean, where is this massive level of incompetence where you cannot figure out, just give me a good story, love of God. I don't care if the story ends 3 hours into game and then there's more game past the story. I don't care. Why are these people so bad at just delivering a proper product? It's money laundering. This is just another game that's money laundering. It's a half-finished game. It doesn't have a properly developed character, main character. The guy looks freaking generic. It looks like there's nothing inspiring to the design of the character. They just made some random dude and they were like, that's it. That's the character. And we're going to have writing and we're going to have a plot developed that goes nowhere. That's what this is. You know, I've already played how many of these games are exactly like this? Exactly what I'm describing here. So, okay, I mean, I'm just totally not interested, not excited. Again, there was a time where I used to be really excited for everything that would come out. And that's just not anymore these days, sadly. It's really depressing. Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online, I'm not... Fallout 76 exists for some reason still to this day. Flight Simulator, trying to lean into patriotism for their flying game that has a black female pilot. Gonna be playing this game, it's already come out. I don't know if it's a good game or not, but you know, they announced it and they've immediately released the game, which is good. A lot of these Asian games, one problem I have with them is that they all feel the same. They all feel like a clone of Black Myth Wukong or some other game that's already come out. A lot of these Asian games, it feels like they're trying to peddle out the same product. Now, the visuals are spectacular. Great visuals. I just don't know why everything feels the same. And of course, there's no story. There's no story behind it all. It's all flair and flavor, but no substance.
Beneath every mechanism, the true game.
It's style over substance, right? I've heard people say that about a lot of Asian games, and it's so true. Tons of Asian games are all style but no substance. You know, you need the white man to insert the soul into a property. You know, a white man that isn't a liberal. You need the white man to insert the soul, to make a narrative that's like, oh wow, this is... what the frick, that character, that moment in the story, just this, that, the other thing, like this is spectacular. Instead, we get so many beautiful environments in games, but these games always feel soulless. Isn't that just so weird how environmental design has come so far? Like, I wonder who is freaking training these environmental designers? Holy crap, do they do such a great job. So many studios do an amazing job with environmental design. It's like, I don't know how there's so many competent people in environmental design, but then when it comes down to crafting a story, heavy incompetence. you would almost begin to ask, is this all by design? And I think it is. I mean, I think it's a military operation at this point, that they're trying to demoralize us with intentionally bad stories. But it's like, it's so intentional that they want, okay, it's so bad. Okay, it's so intentional in how bad it is, and it's such a military operation and what they're doing, that they're trying to sell it to you like they're not trying to make it bad, right? It's so intentionally bad, they're trying to cop it off like it was supposed to be good. Because everything else, like, how many of these games are so good at environmental design? There are people that do not know how. And there's so many past games that did not know how to make environments look this beautiful and compelling. It's just that the stories, the characters, the narratives, the dialogue, it's just not there. How is that the case? It just makes no sense. We're living through an environmental design renaissance and nothing else. Again, it's all style, no substance. I know that these are non-characters. These are just random people that are just looking at each other and they're confused why they're there. Not a story. It's not a story. It's just not a story. The game's already out. What in the world? It's not coming out July. That's a lie. You're lying to me.
Dracula's castle is just ahead.
This is Feminist. Okay, so this is Castlevania for Feminist.
Like my father.
Yeah, some freaking chick that looks like a dude. And by the way, she hulks out like a freaking dude does. I'm so tired of these women that are supposed to be men. What? I'm sorry. Why not just make this a male character? If she's not sexy, she's not human. Okay? If she's not sexy, why do we have the character? It just doesn't make sense. Make her hot. Give me huge breasts. I don't need huge heaving biceps on a woman. I need huge heaving breasts, okay? That's what I need, and I need negative on the muscles. Negative muscles on a woman. Disgusting having muscles on women. It's gross, it's not visually appealing, and I cannot jerk off to muscles on women.
You are no more than an irritating thing. What makes you think you can stop me this time?
Alright, I'm done with this already. Anyways. She hulks out right here. Yeah, she's gonna hunt everyone down. She's gonna beat I'm gonna beat your monkey ass. Yeah, look at her, so masculine. Wow. What a freaking tank. That's a tank of a... Wow, no breasts. Built like a man, by the way. Built like a man. It's almost like that was supposed to be a dude, and then they transformed it into a chick. That's weird. Oh, that's so weird. Weird. Do I care about this game? I forget what this Vivarium.
Some years have color to them.
No, don't care. Don't care. So here we are. We have Persona 6. Persona. Again, I ranted about how bad. Let's say this first and foremost. I ranted about how bad Persona 5 was. It's just about hating on men, hating on their sexuality, hating the fact that they want to bang women, especially young, hot, vibrant women. We shame it all game long. The freaking cat is a freaking simp, soy boy, fag. He just sits around complaining to Joker. Oh my gosh, this guy wants to bang women. Oh my gosh, this guy wants to bang women. How dare they? They should all be banging hags. Okay, men do not want to bang hags. Sorry to inform you, soy boy cat. Redditor. You know, and how many Redditors, by the way, complain about Anne, that she has a sexualized outfit and amazing cleavage, and I would bang Anne. I would. Right? Oh, but it's so evil, and like every dude's a creep and a perv, right? And as I complained about earlier when I was talking about Persona 4, and I was doing the whole rant, you know, in 2015 and sometime before that, especially during the Obama years, feminists were trying to sell it to all men that sexualizing women, that women don't want to be sexualized, that women don't like it when men want to desire them, and that, you know, any man having any desire for women is actually a nuisance and it's actually a problem, and we shouldn't allow this, and this is really problematic, and, you know, we need to do away with male sexuality, it's all toxic, and, you know, all men are predators. That whole thing, that was huge conditioning back then when Persona 5 came out. All the characters that are men are insanely shamed all throughout Persona 5. I hate the game. I hate the characters. I hate the storyline. It's for pseudo-intellectuals. It's for emotionalists, emotional Redditor fags who mistake their emotion for intellect, for intellectualism, for ideas. And that is what Persona 5 is. So we go through all that game just literally shaming men to and from and back, literally, like how many times. I got so tired. I forget. I think I actually streamed it. I think I streamed it at one point. I don't know. So the last time I played Persona 5, I remember, I have distinct memories. You know those memories that just don't leave you? I have distinct memories of multiple times over. Just so many times, dude. I think I was streaming it, or maybe I wasn't. Anyways, I was complaining all throughout playing the game, though. I was just like, dude, oh my gosh, they keep shaming men. Oh my gosh, they keep crapping on men. Oh my gosh, we keep on acting like men are just wrong and evil for sexually desiring women, especially women who are in their peak fertility. That's just super wrong and evil. Again, it's all this freaking feminist nonsense that was being trained into men back then. And that's what we had for the story and for the dialogue and for the characters in Persona 5. Again, it's enlightening fiction for complete retards, complete Redditor soy boys who are just absolute morons, and they mistake their emotions for intellect, for thoughts, for ideas. So I have nothing good to say about Persona 5. I hate it. I hate what it does, what it says about men. And then the women, by the way, a lot of them are really all victims. They're all girl bosses, but they're all victims. As much as they're all girl bosses, they're all victims of men. And they all have to, in some way, shape, or form, through other people and, you know, leveraging other men, like the main character, like Joker, women have to figure out a way to leverage other men to overcome, and we're going to act like when they're leveraging other men, that they themselves, on their own, no one helped them, they're overcoming men. And then many times over in the story, they're constantly trying to give the female characters, including Anne, I forget, there's some other chicks, but they're constantly trying to give women the upper edge on men all the time, and like trying to right the wrongs of male sexuality all throughout the game. So it's just this, it's a constant humiliation ritual on men. That's all Persona 5 was. People are so retarded, they can't freaking analyze the media that they're looking at. So they just completely overlook that this is what the story was. A lot of people are like, well, I thought it was really good. It's just like the Thrawn trilogy for Star Wars. No one's read the freaking books, or when they did read the books, they were telling themselves a different story as they were reading it. Thrawn is a complete trash can villain. He's supposed to be cool. He's supposed to be intelligent. That's his character. But the actual execution by Timothy Zahn, the freaking author, was to just totally character assassinate Thrawn every chance he got. You know, as I was reading those books, I was like, I could literally write a better villain than this. Why is Zahn? He's writing the worst villain I could imagine. And people act like the Thrawn trilogy is like legendary Star Wars fiction. You have not read the freaking books, if you actually believe that. So again, the same thing with Persona 5. A lot of people try to act like back then, and ever since then, people were telling themselves that they were enjoying a different story than they actually were entertaining. Persona 5 is trash. It is a terrible story. It is uninspired nonsense. And again, I've already crapped on it enough here. But people were telling themselves that they were digesting a very different story than what they were actually partaking in when they were playing Persona 5. So there's this weird like memory people have, like, oh, Persona 5, what a big deal. It was actual absolute dog filth, dog trash. Objectively speaking, it was worthy of absolutely nothing but shame. And you know, I could go in on it even deeper, trashing on it. I'm not. I'm done. So anyways, it's just, this is one of those franchises though. They character assassinate the people who matter in the storyline. It sells a bunch of dog crap, woke themes and tropes and just feminism, multiculturalism, go down the list. The Thrawn trilogy sells multiculturalism, feminism. Luke Skywalker can't kill anyone, but Mara Jade can. You know, that kind of nonsense. It's tiring, dude. It's just tiring. So I don't have high hopes for this game, okay? And honestly, I don't care when it comes out. It's not gonna have a good story. I already know that. But the retards who'd sold themselves that they were enjoying a different story than they actually got in Persona 5, the people who barely remember Persona 5's story, they're gonna say that, oh my gosh, I can't wait for the sequel. Oh my gosh, I'm clutching my freaking vagina. I can't wait. I can't wait because the previous installment was so good. 6 is gonna be even better. Clearly. Can't wait. Now, who knows what they're going to lean into with the sequel? Who knows what Persona 6 is going to be about? I mean, I could see it being all kinds of things. Whatever it is that they're trying to lean into with this one, I mean, it could be more woke. It really depends. Really depends on time frame it was made in and writers. So, we'll see. Persona 6. Whoop-de-doo. Persona 6. Just kill the industry by now, bro. All right, yeah, we got Spyro, right? I never really played Spyro. When I was super younger, I really wanted to play Spyro, but I don't really know if the Spyro games were really all that great. Maybe they were really cool, but I don't know, dude. I don't really care. Oh my god, it's Spyro! Oh my god, I'm so orgasming! Oh my, he has a mohawk. He's so cool! Oh my, oy vey! Oh my gosh! I could be a purple dinosaur dragon. It's so cool! Yeah, you get that tower, small dragon. Destroy the tower. The Tower of Sauron awaits. Wow, man. I'm juicing for it, bro. I'm grabbing all the steroids I can get. I'm just gonna juice up. I'm gonna be so ripped when I play that game.
Alarms are ringing.
What is this trash? Oh, Clockwork Revolution. Yeah, just more woke nonsense. Diverse populations, masculine women. No one cares about the world, the environment, the story. It's all uninspired. Look at that woman that looks like a man. Oh yeah, this looks like the Dishonored. Yep, this looks like the Dishonored developers. It just has that visual appeal. But there's other trash games that also have the same visual appeal. So who knows who it is? I don't know. Nazi? Don't you mean? No.
Then give my regards to the Sandman.
Ugh, dude. Ugh.
Rubbish.
Just ugh, dude. Oh, ugly effing female. Bad proportions on her body. Bro, I mean, like. Oh, woohoo. Wow, what a great female character, dude. I can't wait to suffer her when I totally don't pick up this game. Again, the diversity cast. Just end it all. Bro, end all millennials. Enough millennials. We've had enough millennials for a lifetime. It's done. They can go off into the sunset. Please, can we banish all millennials? This needs to stop. Oh, great. Female villain, the dude is a freaking cock. The woman is literally the main villain.
Do you expect us to go quietly?
Well, I certainly don't expect any trouble from some of
Girl boss villain, dude. How many of these do we need in modern fiction now? Literally, in modern fiction, we have this in Borderlands 5 or whatever's coming out. We have this in this game. We have it in the new God of War game. There's a bunch of previous games that have done this. It's such a trope amongst feminists. I'm so tired and done with this nonsense. No one cares about these games. No one's going to remember this. No one cares. You know what? I don't care. I don't want to listen to this anymore. You saw. Oh yeah, we got a roided out female actually. Let me show you this. Right? It's right here or something. Oh yeah, this ugly, sorry, it's an ugly obese woman that's dressed up as if she's a sexually appealing woman. What do we do? They want us demoralized. They want us to think that natural women are ugly women. No, I refuse you. I know that hot, attractive women are thin and attractive, not fat, lumpy and disgusting. Here, let me go back. Let me go back. Let me show you the okay, so we're gonna watch the rest of so I guess I fast forwarded for no good reason because I skipped over the ugly woman.
But I just found a way to control the past. Change who's in control. Make things unfair in our favor. Brought you a little toy.
Bro, where's the ugly woman?
What a proper little villain. A better villain than you'll ever be, you decrepit old soak.
Yeah, what is this, dude? This is humiliation. What are we doing, dude? What are we doing? And terrible musical cue. And she's dancing around like a man. It's just so disgusting. Get me out of here, dude. I'm just done. I'm done. Gaming is dead. It's just dead. So apparently, by the way, this is for Modern Warfare. When I saw this originally, I did not think this was for Modern Warfare. I thought it was something completely different, dude. Yeah, I totally felt like it was something different. I mean, they've just ran out of ideas. So now they're going to North Korea. That's hilarious. Well, they've already done Korea, but that was in Cold War, right? So it's kind of Korea, kind of not. It's hard to believe that North Korea, I think they literally believe that Kim Jong-un is God. They're raised to think that he is God. That's just insane, dude. That's crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna head downstairs real quick. See if there's any weapons or gear laying around.
It makes it really easy to bang women when you literally psyop all women to think that you're God. I mean, you can just imagine how many chicks Kim Jong-un is banging. It's just tons of them.
Damn, he's down. Let's go help him. Hell no. That's on him.
If that's still true, I have no idea.
Copy.
I have no idea.
Where are we at on the
Nobody knows what's real about North Korea because they don't allow almost anything to be seen.
Let's find that HVT.
All we know is that they're crazy. Okay, bro, like, I'm not sitting through all this. So anyways, like, big deal. It's Call of Duty. We're coming out with another installment to the franchise. I can't wait. Right? We all can't wait. It's really exciting. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, dear God. Super intense. Okay, guys, so that's it. All right, that's the Xbox Games Showcase. So, what do I think about this? You know, nothing exciting. We're honestly just rehashing a bunch of older properties that are just effectively dead now. There's a bunch of games no one cares about that are coming out. Yeah, there's a bunch of new properties and titles that are completely uninspired and uninteresting. Everything feels soulless nowadays. Everything's DEI and woke. That's awesome. Bunch of girl boss main characters and a bunch of games that nobody cares about. And Cortana is not hot with her breasts hanging out. So that's also really disappointing. By the way, wood on Halo 4 Cortana. If only they would give her back to us. You absolute fiends. How dare you?